Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Greater Naples. I am Janet Hoffman, the Worship Associate, and all of us are welcome here. All of us are loved. And in fact, our mission is to be a welcoming congregation freely seeking intellectual and spiritual growth. We strive to create a larger community of peace, justice, and love. It is especially important now that we come together in community and connect with each other, even if it is in a digital way. And perhaps especially for today, as today we are celebrating and honoring our high school seniors who are digital natives. Many of the congregation have written words of wisdom or found readings or poems to be shared with our graduating seniors. Some of these will be shared in the service. Our seniors will receive a copy of all of these perspicacious words. You may now want to get a candle to light or a shell or a rock to use in the service, especially during the joys and sorrows. And while you're doing that, let me remind you to please pay attention to our weekly emails of events that are happening, mostly via Zoom, and it's also on our website calendar. I'm going to start with words from Martin Parks and Larry McCarthy. Perhaps now, as you move forward to an uncertain future, it is the very best time to reinvent yourself, to put those understandings and perceptions held by others aside. But before you reinvent yourself, you have to come to grips with who you currently are. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses, your passions, your story? In the words of Hildegard von Bingen, you must begin any journey to your future self by daring to declare who you are. And this is from Bonnie Cousineau. If you don't already have one or two, get yourself a dog. Dogs are sublime creatures who accept you as they find you, listen to you, amuse you, keep you company, surprise you, take joy in being with you, and love you completely and unabashedly. And they are very welcoming. So now we will sing 2 verses of Enter, Rejoice, and Come In.
And come in. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Open your hearts, everyone. Open your hearts, everyone. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Don't be afraid of some change. Don't be afraid of some change. Today will be a joyful day. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Good morning, and welcome to you all. It's good to be here with you behind that camera, and for those of us here, lonely for you. What are we doing if not helping in transformation? Even now, as we meet online, seeing each other's faces in a Zoom meeting, hearing each other's voices, grateful for that connection, even now, the work we do is the work of transformation. When Mary has her Zoom classrooms on Sunday after our service, The work she's doing is the work of transforming young minds to think critically, to be compassionate and caring with one another, to think globally about their place in the world. What are we doing if not helping in the work of transformation? Our chalice lighting words will be on the screen as Mary lights our chalice. We're actually going to sing our chalice lighting words. So if you'll sing with me, and Lan will play. Let there be light to drive away the darkness. Let there be wisdom to shine on the unknown. Let there be love to heal our aloneness. Let each of us be a light to one another.
Some of the words that I chose to share are from Wendell Berry, who was an American writer, poet, environmental activist, and farmer, and still lives on a farm in Kentucky without a computer or cell phone. The impeded stream is the one that sings. These are, it seems, two muses. The muse of inspiration, who gives us inarticulate vision and desires, and the muse of realization, who returns again and again to say, "It is yet more difficult than you thought." This is the muse of form. It may be then that form serves us best when it works as an obstruction to baffle us and deflect our intended course. It may be that when we no longer know what to do, we have come to our real work, and when we no longer know which way to go, we have begun our real journey. The mind that is not baffled is not employed. The impeded stream is the one that sings.
Let's join together in singing our centering hymn this morning. It's the first hymn in our hymnal, and the words will be on the screen for you. May nothing evil cross this door, and may your fortune never pry above these windows. May the roar and rain go by. Peace shall walk softly through these rooms, touching our lips with holy wine, till every casual corner blooms into a shrine. With laughter drown the raucous shout, and though these sheltering walls are thin, may they be strong to keep hate out and hold love in. We take this time, even when we're apart, to share in joys and sorrows within a world that seems to be turned inside out. We always speak of those who are ill with the virus, those who have lost loved ones through the virus, those who are on the front lines, working to heal and to cure and to find a solution. May their lives and their work be meaningful. For those and for all the joys that bubble up unexpectedly during this time, the wonders of the quarantine, the amazement of life as it continues in a different way, let's take a moment in silence together. And by way of a closing, let's sing together again. Spirit of Life, words and music by Carolyn McDade. Spirit of life, come unto me. Sing in my heart all the stirrings of compassion. Blow in the wind, rise in the sea, move in the hand, giving life the shape of justice. Roots hold me close, wings set me free. Spirit of life, come to me, come to me.
Today, we're going to be marking a milestone for 4 of our high school graduates. Last year, we presented a bridging ceremony, which ended with our graduate Lulu at the time walking down our center aisle, and then we had people with crepe paper suspension bridge on either side. It was quite the ceremony. And that in-person ceremony symbolizes the journey across the bridge from high school to young adulthood. When talking with our current youth planning this day, they all expressed desire to be in person for a bridging ceremony, to see you and talk to you on the pavilion afterwards, because you, this community, have been important and have made a difference in their lives. So in light of that and the physical distancing we are practicing today, we will mark their milestone in a different way, a little bit. Our graduates have put together a PowerPoint for us, a presentation to share with you of their accomplishments and their hopes and memories of being a part of the Unitarian Universalist congregation of Greater Naples. Now, I want you to note that in their memories, they're joining with adults in social justice. They are expressing their appreciation for immersive experiences, youth trips that took planning and fundraising and accompaniment by caring adults. And though their hoped-for trip to General Assembly in Providence, Rhode Island isn't happening this year, we can't stop time, only roll with the reality that is today. They are on the threshold of their young adult lives, and today we honor and share what they wanted to tell you as they are crossing the threshold.
I will graduate from Golden Gate High School on June 3rd. In the fall of 2020, I'll be attending the University of Vermont on a full-ride scholarship. I plan to major in elementary education. I want to inspire others as my teachers have done for me. Being UU meant I could easily adjust to change and that I was understanding without judgment.
After graduating from Barron Collier High School, I will be attending Oberlin Conservatory to major in violin performance. I hope to become a professional chamber musician. Being part of UUCGN for 18 years has given me a wonderful and loving community that has supported me through everything. I couldn't be more grateful.
I will be attending the University of Tampa Honors Program in fall 2020. I plan to major in environmental science, and I'm considering a minor in zoology. Being a part of this congregation has shaped me into the nature and animal lover I am today. After college, I would like to work as a zookeeper or park ranger to teach others about our incredible natural world and the creatures living in it.
I recently graduated from high school and from Florida Southwestern State College concurrently with an AA degree and on the Dean's List. It was a great experience and gave me a good opportunity to challenge myself in the arts. I will be taking some time to travel before heading to university.
And to our youth, Caroline, Manouk, Miranda, and Serena, in response to your memories, I would like to read to you one of the responses from our congregation about their memories of you. Dear seniors, we are seniors too. This is from Eleanor and Peter Richardson. Mary asked all of us for a message in honor of your many years of hard work and your graduation. Since you were young, you have been an important part of our congregation. You have enriched our lives. I have observed the many different talents and interests you have. Some of you run like a deer, and some love animals. Some have an interest in science or musical ability, and some are artists. You have made friends along the way. Thanks to our congregation, I've had a chance to see you grow up and get ready to head on. We all surround you with love and think of you in a special way at this great moment in your life. We look forward to where you go from here and the very important choices that you will make in the next few years, and we wish you all the happiness. I think this is from Eleanor, this part. I remember my own graduation from an all-girls school with 300 girls in white dresses, all singing Jerusalem while I played the piano. I am sad that you will not have this kind of graduation experience, but certainly the class of 2020 will never forget this spring, and neither will we. We hope in time this will mellow into the past, as did the 1918 influenza. Thanks to technology, I guess you and your classmates are all keeping in touch. Maybe you're enjoying your last classes more. I hope you will dress up in your favorite outfit, and your parents will hand you a rose, and then take a picture on your graduation date to keep and to cherish. Don't forget to take some time to pat yourselves on the back and rest a bit from your labors. Congratulations and warm regards from Eleanor and Peter Richardson. There are more words of wisdom that I will send you as a memento of this day, and a day that we witness you crossing a threshold through the door of growing up. And we wish to give you our blessing. We bless you with an eternal circle of love and hope. We bless you with virtual hugs and of friendship and community, and remembering that blessings flow both ways. And for this, we are very grateful. Amen.
You cannot swim for new horizons until you have courage to lose sight of the shore. By William Faulkner. I will share words from John Forsyth. His words of wisdom are: change is constant. Be a leader of change. Seek to understand before seeking to be understood. You have started your education. Keep pursuing that. Anne Fisher wrote many words, and I would like to share a part from Howard Zinn, who is an American historian and writer. To be hopeful in bad times is not just foolishly romantic. It is based on the fact that human history is a history not only of cruelty, but also of compassion, sacrifice, courage, and kindness. What we choose to emphasize in this complex history will determine our lives. If we see only the worst, it destroys our capacity to do something. If we remember those times and places, and there are so many, where people have behaved magnificently, this gives us the energy to act, and at least the possibility of sending this spinning top of a world in a different direction. And if we do act, in however a small way, we don't have to wait for some grand utopian future. The future is in an infinite succession of presents, and to live now as we think human beings should live, in defiance of all that is bad around us, is itself a marvelous victory.
What are we doing if not helping in transformation? I think that that's what the Unitarian Universalist Congregation of Greater Naples is all about. And again, sure, we gather and we enjoy each other's company now online. And that's important. That's important work. And we care for one another. But in doing so, we help one another transform. That is the work and the mission of this congregation, and to extend that out into the broader community, creating that larger community of peace, justice, and love. Our morning's offering this morning will be received gratefully. If you have an opportunity to find another browser page and go to our website, www.uunaples.org, and punch the donation button, I hope you'll do that. If you do that after the service, that would be just fine. Or if you've got a place to stash your weekly contribution to the plate, now's the time to do that. We have a wonderful presentation for you during that time, I hope you'll enjoy these pictures of our year in religious exploration. So thanks to Mary for putting that slideshow together, and for all our youth for their energy and enthusiasm and consistency and commitment. I know they miss being here on Sunday morning for the most part, and we miss them as well. They are an integral part of who we are. So our homily this week takes the form of a conversation And we're here together for the first time since the beginning of March in the sanctuary. And it is an interesting time for us. You're leaving us onto a new adventure. So tell us about the new adventure. What's happening?
I fell in love. Who'd have thunk it? I did. I went last summer to an RE week. It was a work conference up at Star Island, and on the dock, I met someone named Sad Ring, and he and I started, chatting, conference people, whatever. And then we just kept talking. And, well, one thing led to another, and then we got engaged. And then we had to figure out where to live. And it ended up that Alexandria, Virginia is the place we're going to live.
So you're headed to Alexandria at some point.
So I have no idea when.
This summer.
Yeah. I'm also doing a chaplain program at NCH, as you may have noticed. And that doesn't end until the end of June. So I don't know if I'm going to be in the hospital again or not. We're still kind of feeling that out.
Okay. And so your contract is up, and you're working through your contract to the end of this month, just a few more days. I know you'll be active online this week, and then wrapping things up as best you can during this time. Do you have some thoughts about religious exploration as it has changed over your 14 plus, 16 plus 18-year career in religious education? How have things changed? How have families changed? What's different?
What's different? Oh, so many things. I think the thing that I noticed was that I thought parents were busy 18 years ago, and they are just more so now. And one of the things that I realized is that we can't do things the way they were done, like in my parents' generation, even when I was raising my son, it's different now. And so to do things the same way is to sort of not listen to that, right? So I guess I would say the biggest thing that I would say, even going forward, is that we need to be flexible. We need to be able to do things both online and then eventually back in person again. And something that could do both is a challenge. So I guess I was also thinking about going forward where we might have a UU family cavalry. What do you think of that idea? Because, to engage youth maybe in FaceTime or in Zoom while their parents are working right now, who are trying to work from home and pulling their hair out, or maybe you could help with homeschooling, I don't know, or so they can make dinner. That's the cavalry that community can be. You could even dance with them or put on maybe do a TikTok or learn what that is. Listen to music, create Lego creations, read a book, or watch a video together and talk about it. I think there's a lot of ways that the community at large can help and really listen to families and in family ministry going forward.
If you were to sort of boil that down, what do you think families need right now?
I think they need the community to reach out and ask.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Not assume that we know. Even as a religious educator, I feel like I don't know unless I ask. Mm-hmm. Or, I talk to my counsel. Thank God for the counsel, go counsel. And yet it's also more important that we build relationships together.
Right.
Yeah.
And looking as sort of limited way that I do around the country, we see so many different attempts, so many different ways to engage families in a time, not just now and during the COVID-19 crisis, but before that, when the trends are that families are moving away from organized religion because it's not meeting their needs. Sunday morning Sunday school is not. It might be theoretically what they're looking for, but realistically, it doesn't fit their lifestyle, their needs. So we need to be thinking about how else do we support, which is what you're saying.
Yeah,
How
and
else do we do that?
I also would agree with that and say I was really grateful to work with Adult Enrichment for Wonderful Wednesdays this year to provide multi-age opportunities for people of different ages to do things together, because I think, and I also love the idea that it may not be on Sunday morning,
Yeah.
you know, like, hey, that's okay. And that is the advantage and the opportunity, actually, of this crazy time, is that we get to think outside the box and figure out other ways of asking questions like, what do you think about this?
Right.
You know?
Right.
And hearing those answers.
Yeah. It is, it's a challenge as you depart and as we begin to look as a congregation for what's next. We have, so most of you know there's been a search committee that's been nominated by the Religious Exploration Team, and if they're enlisted as a team, they will begin to try and define, first of all, what's the role for the coming year, and second of all, what's our longer-term vision in religious exploration? How do we do what we were just talking about? How do we engage a community of people who I believe firmly need the kind of community we offer, but not necessarily the way we're offering it right now? So it is, it's a project, it's an exciting one. We're on the cusp of something. If we are not engaged in the work of transformation, what are we about? And transforming the lives of young people, giving them those critical thinking skills, giving them the wonder of community and smiles from people who make up a much larger family, feeling like they belong to something greater than just their small family here. It is such an important thing to grow up with a community like this. And it's work that is so important that we could be doing and will be doing. So there's a lot to look forward to, Mary. I want to invite our AV guys to do what they need to do in order to make something happen. But I'm not going to hand this to you right now because I don't have any gloves on and I don't have a mask on. But on behalf of the congregation, we have a wonderful chalice necklace that was created by Sherry Arns. So from the congregation to you, thank you very much for your 2 years here. We will miss you. I will miss your collegiality and your spirit and your creativity. And I hope that this next adventure will be a great one and fun, exciting, happy in the DC area. And so we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
I do believe we have some additional
Bye,
goodbyes.
Mary. Hope you have a nice wedding.
Miss you too.
Keep listening.
Bye, Mary. Thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to teach the middle schoolers. I had a blast. Good luck, and see you later. Bye-bye.
Hi, Mary. We love you, and we're going to miss you a lot. Yeah, we're going to miss you. Mwah. Bye.
Oh, love
Hey
you
Mary,
too.
it's the Kastners. We just wanted to wish you luck and say we're gonna miss you. We love the time we had with you and all the work you did with the kids, and we wish you'd stay longer, but good luck in your future.
Thanks for teaching us, and I hope you have a good time.
Thanks for everything, Mary. We love you. We're gonna miss you. Bye.
Bye.
Hey Mary, I just wanted to quickly say that I really appreciate everything that you've done for our congregation. We're really going to miss you, but we know you're going on to bigger and better things. So good luck, safe travels, and we'll miss you.
Bye, Mary. We'll miss you.
Bye, Mary.
Thank
We're gonna miss
Mary.
you.
Yes, we'll miss you.
Bye, I'll miss you.
Thank you for being such a good listener.
and such a great storyteller. You really shined in your storytelling capabilities, and I'll miss.
I enjoy talking with you.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. The happy.
Evie, say goodbye, Mary. We love you. Say goodbye, Mary.
That's my May.
Oh, my. That is so beautiful
So-
to see those faces. Yes, I have missed seeing their faces here.
And we're going to sing again.
Yay!
Song we sing every Martin Luther King Jr. Day as we march, as most of our youth have done in their past. And so I hope you'll join us. The words will be on the screen. We're just going to sing three times through, 3 verses. So let's get going. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine.